everyone. I hope you're having an amazing day. I certainly am, and I always enjoy being able to sit down and spend some time with you. My name is Tawnie. I'm a licensed psychotherapist, and welcome to today's Tawnie Talks. I'm going to go ahead into my fishbowl of random questions and see who we can help today with a random question. Dear Tawnie, I want to choose good friends. How do I know which friends are going to be the best type of friends for me? What a great question, and a question that piggybacks on one of my prior videos, 5 friends I would avoid. So today, I want to talk with you about choosing friends. Let's go ahead and ask ourselves, what am I looking for in a friend? What kind of person do I find attractive that I can see in my life long term, that I can share my confidence with and expect them to have my back and support me during times of need? So today, let's go ahead and focus on 5 types of friends that I would run after, seek and find, and want in my life right now. Before we get to the rest of the video, I want to invite you to go ahead and click subscribe and like on this video if you haven't done already. We are in a growing our subscriber count challenge, and right now, as of today's video, I've got 5 subscribers, so you literally could be part of the first 10 subscribers to this channel. How exciting would that be to be able to be part of the first 10? Like or drop a comment below. Let's help this channel grow so that we can spread the word and help more people. Now, back to the video. The first type of friend that you're going to want to find in your life is the confident friend. This is a person that exudes confidence. They walk up with their head up in the air. They're not looking down at the floor. Their demeanor is confident. The way they speak is confident. They choose their words confidently. They also don't need to brag about what they have. If they're super smart, or they have a great job, or they have tons of money, or they have friends in high places and good connections, they don't need to share that because they're confident in who they are, and that type of information will come out just naturally in conversation or their mannerisms. They don't need to rub it in anyone's face. They don't need to one-up anybody. And being around someone that's really confident is going to go ahead and rub off on you. And so you might pick up on their confidence. You might pick up on a way they can easily slide into a conversation. They seem to make friends with everyone in the room. They walk with an air of just pure confidence, and everyone just flocks to them. They want to be around them. They want to get to know who they are. Also, a truly confident friend can also rub off on you. You can start to copy their mannerisms and want to emulate their behaviors as well. And that's always a good thing, to have more confidence. Confident people don't need affirmation from anybody. They don't need a compliment. They don't need to fish for compliments from anyone. They don't need to prove their self-worth because they believe in who they are. And that's good enough. And so when you're around a confident person, I want you to pay attention to their behaviors and mannerisms. You won't find them speaking ill of anyone because they don't need to. They're confident in who they are, and they don't need to one-up anyone or talk down about somebody to make themselves look or feel better. They're going to use positive statements. Instead of looking at the glass as half empty, they're the ones that are going to look at the glass as half full. They come in a room and they're smile, they're confident. Even if they're having a not so great day, they're not going to be completely bummed out, moping on the floor and dragging everyone else down with them. They might be able to compartmentalize that and truly share and process their struggles with a close-knit, smaller group of friends, or maybe a few select loved ones. They're not going to go ahead and blast to everybody their terrible day and try to get people to feel sorry for them or take on that victim mentality. They're truly confident, and these are the type of people that you want in your life because you can learn a lot from them. Their confidence is going to rub off on you, and they might have knowledge that they would happily share with you because helping you be better isn't going to mean that they're going to be any less great. So hang out with these confident people, find them in your life. They're easy to spot. When you look around a room, your next social gathering, they're the ones. They might not be super fancy looking. They might just kind of be very plain looking, not really fancy makeup, fancy clothes, fancy handbags or anything. They might just be sitting there still and quiet, comfortable in their own space, not feeling like they have to fill in every silence in a conversation or fill in the gap. They're just happy being there, content with themselves. Or they might be outwardly confident. They walk into a room and it's like a breath of fresh air. Everyone feels more jovial around them. They want to have a conversation with them. All of a sudden, they make conversations easier and they're friends with everybody they meet. They've never met a stranger. So these type of confident people are pretty easy to spot when you're paying attention. And as you get to know them, pay attention to their mannerisms, and hopefully some of that confidence will rub off on you too. Friend number 2 that I really want in my life, and so should you, is the friend that's the true empathetic listener. You want a friend that's going to be able to truly empathize with you when you're going through a hard time in your life and truly be able to listen to your struggles with their heart. They're really good at active listening. They can reflect back statements to you that show you that they were really, really paying attention. They can reflect back to you with good listening skills that they're paying attention to you, and they really want to convey to you that they truly care about you and they truly are listening and that they love you. These types of friends are the ones that won't just pick up on the words that are coming out of your mouth, but they're going to be able to pick up on your body language. They're going to be able to pick up on your mannerisms. You're not going to be able to get away with, "Hey, Tawnie, how are you doing today?" "I'm okay." They're going to be able to pick up on the sigh and say, no, they're going to want to dig a little bit further. "Are you okay? We can talk about it if you're not feeling so great. I just want to make sure that you're doing okay." They're the ones that are going to check up on you if they haven't heard from you in a little while. They're the ones that really, really are there for you, that you know that when you call, they're going to answer that call. Maybe not all the time because that's impossible to do, but most of the time when you call, they're going to pick up on your call and they're going to be actively listening. They're not going to judge you and say how you're feeling or what you're doing is wrong, but they're truly going to be able to listen to you, reflect back your statements, and truly maybe give you some things to think about that you never thought about before, but it's always going to be done in a gentle manner. They're not going to bully you. They're not going to bulldoze you or bulldog you into their way of thinking. This is truly a friend that you like in your life, the empathetic, active listener, when they're listening with their heart and not just with their ears. And sometimes we'll be in a conversation with someone, and I know it's happened to me, and I wonder if it's happened to you too, where you're speaking to someone and it's almost like their eyes glaze over, they're looking around you, and it almost feels like they're just not really there. Or they might just stop you halfway and start talking about what's going on in their life, and all of a sudden, again, we have the one-upper in the conversation, right? So you want to look for friends that are truly interested in you. When they're speaking to you, it's almost like no one else is in the room. They're really listening to what you're saying. They're nodding their head. You feel like they're actually listening to you. And over time, these types of people who are really good listeners, active listeners, can become some of the best friends in your life, because not only are they listening to your words, but they're watching your body language, your mannerisms. They can reflect back to you what you're saying. They can remember what your prior stories were and how you felt in the past, and maybe even connect that for you. So number 2 in a great friend would be the active, empathetic listener. Number 3 in a friend that I would look for is the person that has no fear and is not afraid to tell you the truth. So the fearless friend. So this is a friend that's going to challenge you to do things that you wouldn't normally want to do. This is a friend that's going to challenge you to step outside of your comfort zone, try new things, maybe try new foods, have a different way of thinking. They're not always going to agree with you. So it's easy to surround ourselves with people who want to agree with us all the time. It makes us feel good. It makes us feel validated. But I want you to find friends that will disagree with you, that can have a difference of opinion in you, and they're not afraid to let you know that. You don't want yes ma'am or yes sir friends around you all the time. You want people who are going to challenge your way of thinking, argue with you a little bit, and maybe give you a different perspective that you might not have thought of before. They're going to be the ones that if they sense that you're going down a wrong path, they're going to gently nudge you back towards the right path, or at least bring it to your attention. They're the ones that if you're wearing an outfit and you've got something out of place, maybe the buttons are wrong, or maybe you've stepped on toilet paper in the bathroom. Unfortunately, hasn't that happened to most of us? They're going to tell you gently, not loudly to embarrass you, but just kind of gently whisper in your ear, you might have some toilet paper on your shoe, or not all your buttons are buttoned up all the way. They're going to be sweet and kind about it, but they're not going to be afraid to offend you. It is so important to find friends that are not afraid of offending you, because I feel like nowadays, a lot of people tiptoe around confrontation and they don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And I can understand that. There have been times when I've said something that I thought was benign to help someone, and that conversation went completely sideways, and that person ended up offended when I personally thought that it was a benign comment that I truly meant to be helpful. So I can understand why people would hesitate to bring up something that they think you might find offensive or might hurt your feelings or ruffle your feathers. But you want to surround yourself with someone that isn't going to be afraid of offending you, as long as they're speaking the truth to you in a kind, respectful manner, but firm. You don't want any friends that are going to be pushovers, because they will be the ones that will lie to your face and tell you everything's great and you can go down a path of destruction, and they're not ever going to steer you the right way because they didn't want to offend you. These people are not going to help you grow into a better person. They're not going to challenge your thinking. Let's say that you always wanted to go whitewater rafting and you've always just kind of been afraid of it. Well, find yourself a friend that challenges you and says, hey, you know what? I've never been whitewater rafting either, but you know what? Let's go ahead and tackle this adventure together. Let's do it together and we'll have fun. That's the type of friend that I want you to steer yourself towards. The friends that are fearless, that are going to challenge you. They're not going to agree with everything you say because you don't want them to, and they are going to help you reach new heights and try new things that you never would have thought of before. That's friend number 3. Friend number 4 is going to be the friend, I'm going to call her the lend you a hand friend. This is a friend that's going to be dependable. The friend that if you needed help moving, she's able to clear a weekend to help you move. Or a friend that if you needed her to take you to the hospital and sit by you through a tough medical appointment, or you've received a bad diagnosis and you need someone there for you, this is a friend that you can depend on. She's a friend that's going to show up for you. She's going to clear her schedule for you and make time to be there for you if you need her. Now, I don't expect this type of friend to be there 24/7, 100% of the time, but most of the time, if you need this friend, she's going to make time in her schedule to be there for you, to help you and help your family. And of course, you want to be that type of friend to her as well, that if she needed help, you would go ahead and clear your schedule and be there for her. This is a type of friend that if you're planning a big party, she's going to offer to come early or stay late to help you. She's going to be able to notice the things that you don't notice right away that you might need help with, and she's not going to need to ask your permission to jump in and help you. She might be able to watch for your body language and notice when you're feeling overwhelmed and being able to come in arms wide open and help you with your burden. The friend that you can call in an emergency, the dependable friend. This is a friend that's going to give and take in this friendship, just as you should give and take, as she is not afraid or unwilling to devote her time and her resources to make your life easier. So for friend number 4, I highly recommend you find yourself a dependable, lend a hand friend, a friend that you can count on to be there in times of need. It's an emergency in the middle of the night, but you need her. She's going to show up for you. She's going to show up for you now, and she's going to show up for you years down the line. She's proven through a pattern of behavior that she is dependable, trustworthy, honest, and caring, and she's willing to make time out of her day, a very valuable resource, time, to be there for you. So, friend number 4 that I would recommend you find is the lend a hand, dependable friend. Friend number 5 that I recommend you find in your life is the honest and trustworthy, loyal friend. What a true, wonderful friend if you can find. You want to find a friend who's going to be loyal to you in times of trial and tribulation, a friend that knows your good heart, that when people do you wrong and dirty, they're going to be the ones that are going to bolster you up, have your side, and pick a side, yours, and be able to counsel you and support you and help you through times of hurt and heartache, okay? So you want a friend that's going to be loyal to you through thick and thin. You also want a friend that's going to be trustworthy, a friend that you can trust with your deepest, darkest secrets, the skeletons in your closet, and they're not going to dig it up and throw it back in your face and spread it around for everybody else to know. Loyalty is so important in friendships these days, and I know I had a video on this prior, but to piggyback on that video and explain how important loyalty is to a friend, you want a friend that you know is going to have your back, that if you feel that the whole world is against you, your friend's got your back. Now, there is a caveat to this. I don't want you to find friends, again, that are loyal to you to a fault, even when you're in the wrong, that they're just going to say, oh, you were so right. You were the victim in this. No, I want a friend that's going to say, you know what, I could see the other side and I can see your side. And you know what, even though I might not agree with you and these are the things that I think you could have done differently, I've got your back because I love you and I'm going to stick by your side. They can voice their dissent with you, but still be a loyal friend and stick by your side. Okay, so a loyalty is very important in friendships. We need it in our personal lives. How do we know who else to trust and who to stay away from, who we can depend on, right? So trustworthiness and loyalty are huge building blocks for true good friendships in your life. Loyalty, trustworthiness, someone that you know that you can depend on time and time again. They're going to tell you the truth. They're not going to lie to you, even though it's hard for you to hear that if they say they're going to show up, you can trust their word that they're going to show up. If they've made a promise to you, they're going to keep that promise unless something catastrophic happens. But to find a loyal and trustworthy friend, a rare person to find in this world. But again, they do exist. And you just watch for patterns of behaviors and how they speak about other people. Do they tell other people's secrets? Do they pick sides? Do they show loyalty? Do they have good common sense thinking when they're trying to take sides and pick a side? Are they able to argue their side effectively? That's what you want in a friend. Somebody with good critical thinking skills, that they don't just jump to conclusions or reactions, but they're loyal and they're trustworthy, and they can explain why they're taking a stand and why they're someone that you can be able to trust with your deepest, darkest secrets. So I think these are friends that I would love in my life, that I have in my life, that I want everyone to have in their lives. Let's go ahead and recap. First friend you want to have in your life is going to be the confident friend. Second friend is going to be the empathetic, active listening friend. The third friend you want is going to be the fearless friend. The fourth friend you want in your life is going to be the lend a hand, dependable friend. And the fifth friend is the loyal, trustworthy friend. So if you don't have these types of friends already in your life, I highly advise you to look out for these types of people and invite them into your friendship circle. Or if you're not this type of friend to somebody, it's always time to change. You can always become a better person and challenge yourself to be this type of friend or these types of friends to your current friends now. I wish you the most success in your journey of growing and wanting to do better for yourself. And if you found today's video helpful, go ahead and click like and subscribe so that you get notified when I upload new content, or share this video with someone you think might find it helpful. And if no one's told you today yet, I want you to know how special, how wonderful, how unique you are, that there's no one like you in the whole entire world. And I want you to have an amazing day. Till next time, see you soon.